Alright guys, welcome back to Foot Regions. Your boy K Backs. Obviously today, Millie can't be here for today as he has COVID, so best wishes to him. Hopefully he gets well soon. Obviously COVID is which means, my guys, make sure you wash with your hands, stay at home, follow the lockdown regulations. Okay, well, let's do that. Well, let's get into it, man. Obviously there should be interesting games this midweek. And let's just go into them. Obviously, we're going to start off with my team, Manchester United, who were top of the league for a couple of weeks. Obviously, Paul Pogba's brilliant. He's been on great form, and again, keep telling people, Paul Pogba, the disrespect is too much. It's too much for him to be taken, and he's just proving to people why he's up there with one of the best midfielders in the world. If you saw my TikTok, I admitted that he's probably the second best midfielder behind De Bruyne just because of evidence. And sometimes, if I have to go for a Billy, I'm picking Pogba. But let's go for the evidence of what they've been doing. Here's De Bruyne, but he's still the second best midfielder. Nothing's changing my mind over that. I would fight you all for it. But yeah, and then obviously they had a blip on midweek, losing to Sheffield United, and that was an annoying game, to be fair. I just think the defending for the second goal was absolutely class. It was a calamity at the back. I'm thinking, we just let them walk around, let them shoot. We literally let Olive Burke shoot twice. The first time, that should have been a warning. No one's pressed, no one's getting at the ball. Martial was lazy, Matic was lazy, Tuanzebe, Maguire. No one was telling, no one was leader in there. The hair should have cleared his lines. But yeah, it was mad, man. I was thinking, when I saw the goal go in, I was just fuming, man. I was furious, and then that ruined my whole day just to see us lose. But it's not good to see, man. It's not good to see, but we're going to the next game, obviously, which is Arsenal, which we'll get onto the match previews next. But again, this goes to show United. This is my doubts with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. This is why I'm not saying I'm Ole in until the end of the season, until I can see there's a reason for me. Like I said, just because Partey ain't here, I'm not going to scream Ole out. There's still doubts about that. Like the fact that we didn't create one chance from open play against the bottom of the league, Sheffield United, who only won one game, and that's the first away game, the first away win of the season. It's appalling for my eyes. Not good enough, man. Not good enough. And obviously, we just got to look onto Arsenal again, which I'll get more in depth into that game. Manchester City, who have been doing their business in silence, man. I swear, I think they've only got like one draw in the past 10 games against West Brom, but they've been doing their business silently, man. Pamming teams up, man. Destroyed Crystal Palace. Got a big crucial win against Villa, who are on form. Like Villa are no joke rollover team anymore. And then obviously they got the 5-0 smashing to West Brom, and then they got Sheffield United next. So I'm hoping for Sheffield United to get a win, but the way City are going, I don't see them losing the game for a very long time, and doing the business. Even with De Bruyne out, they can still got players that are dangerous, like Ilkay Gundogan. 7 goals in his last 8 games. That's phenomenal for a midfielder, especially a central midfielder. He's not even the most advanced midfielder, and he's just scoring bare goals, man. He's stepping up to David Silva's role for Manchester City, and yeah, he's doing it well, man. City look like they're going to win the title. I think they probably will. I think they probably will win the title. I didn't expect them to at the start of the season or the cup. Even like a month ago, I didn't expect them to. But once City don't have fans in it yet, you don't know innit? You don't know what's going on, because fans really gas up the thing, and like Leicester fans are gassing it up, them being where they are. But Man City fans, like, you don't really hear it. Nah, I'm just like digging it. But yeah, credit to Pep, man. The signing of Ruben Dias, though, that is the signing. Like, defense wins you titles, and attack wins you games. Defense wins you titles, and Diaz and John Stones have probably been the best defensive partnership in the league this season, man. Absolutely rock solid, man. It's so hard to get a chance against them. If you miss a chance against Man City, go on, you're not getting a chance again, because they will just pam you up. And them two as a partnership have been amazing, man. The clean sheets after clean sheets, man. I think if I look on my phone here, Manchester City have kept the 4 clean sheets in the last 5, so it just shows how hard they are to score against them. That's credit to Pep, man, who finally got one of the defensive signings correct. And yeah, and also I've got to go on to a player that I've said is the best right back in the league. Obviously, people are going to say Trent. For me, I don't really rate Trent, as probably many of you know. As a right back, I don't rate him, but as a player, I do. I think he's a midfielder playing at right back, and that's why I don't rate him as highly at right back, because all he has is crossing, and people just say crossing. He's not a right midfielder, he's a right back. Look at his game, he's a right back. What does Trent do other than cross a ball and do a cross through a pass? He doesn't do much. Those two are good attributes to have from right back, but they don't make you the best. Like compared to the Reece James, who's got more to his game as a right back. Cancelo got more to his game, Walker got more to his game, even Wan-Bissaka has more to his game, Ricardo Pereira, the James Justice, these guys have more to their games than Trent Alexander-Arnold, which is why I cannot say with hearts of hearts that he's the best right back in the world. I don't think he's up there. Like, I think he barely makes top 5 in the Premier League, in my opinion. Like, take away crossing, take away his passing. He's average. He's a good midfielder. Does have midfield attributes that he's putting out right back, and the system Klopp does protects him. That's why when Van Dijk's not there to cover him and bail him out of trouble, he's getting exposed. Like, wingers come against Trent here, and they're trying out new skills. So it's a bit mad. So that's why I think Joao Cancelo is the best right back in the league, because he has everything to his game: dribbling, shooting, passing. He can defend. He does overlapping runs, he dribbles, like he's an absolute more of a threat than Trent, and that's why I think he's the best right back in the league. And also Kyle Walker, man, because Cancelo, when he's at left back, Kyle Walker's on the job. I think with Kyle Walker, his deficiencies are just his like clumsiness in the box, but other than that, like, good defender for me. And obviously you see that the league table, City got a game in hand of United, so if they win that game in hand, they'll go 4 points ahead. And that's not a big gap in it, but with Manchester City, it's always a big gap, because they can just go on that, like people said, they can go on a run for 8-10 games without losing, and they can maintain it like we've seen in previous seasons apart from last season. So yeah, Man City looking good. Liverpool though, get into that team. That's why I wanted Millie on here for today. Obviously couldn't be Amelia, I know you're watching, but Liverpool though, yeah, they got the win against Spurs. Before we go into that, the form before that was atrocious. They didn't win a game in 2021 before that. It was really, really poor from them. And I was just thinking to myself, is it an end of an era for Liverpool? Is it like, yeah, you have most title teams that struggle after a time. Like, the toughest challenge is not to win the Prem, it's to retain it. And Liverpool are going through that, but I think they'll probably pick it up and probably finish second, to be fair. Second, top 3, whatever. They'll finish in around there. Just the quality they have in the front 3, man. After as soon as the World Cup, they've been performing. But yeah, fair play to Jurgen Klopp though. He got the win against Jose Mourinho, who I predicted Tottenham to win just because of the way they would play. But Tottenham looked, obviously lost Kane in half time. Obviously, it was always going to be difficult, but Tottenham just looked bad. Like, I don't know why they didn't go more at it against Liverpool. They just sat back. Obviously, individual mistakes cost them, but without those individual mistakes, Liverpool could have still scored another 3-4 goals. Like, it was crazy. Like, Tottenham were dead, but Liverpool were firing though. And Mane, Chris missed a lot of big chances, but still got a goal that he's causing trouble and havoc. Salah was causing trouble, obviously came back off 2 goals against United as well. And Trent, to be fair, decent game. Trent had a decent game, got a goal and an assist. It was a good finish and the cross, yeah, as good as the cross was, the defender should have cleared it. So I'm not giving him that props, yeah, I'm not giving him that much props, but yeah, but I don't know, man. This Premier League is so hard to predict, because I predicted Spurs to finish second and then they do this, like, it's so hard to predict that I'm not even going to predict it anymore, because every time I predict it, I'm looking dumb every week. So I'm not predicting it. I'm just going to see how the season rides out. Hopefully United get the win. Hopefully this time I'm just seeing how the season rides out, because yeah, it's too difficult to predict. Like, it's so difficult to predict. Like, I'm just taking a step back and just whatever happens really. Like, I can't be predicting this, man. I'm looking dumb here. Chelsea Football Club, obviously the sacking of Lampard, I predicted the sacking of Lampard to happen. I said he should have been sacked. Everyone said he could have got more time. But let's look at Lampard. If Lampard does not have the experience to get out of these troubles, like they say look at Ali. Like, as much as I don't rate Ali highly, he still had 12 years in the game in management. He's got that bit of experience. Lampard does not have any experience. This is his third year managing, and his first big job was Chelsea. In his second year, he was too young for the job. For me, the job was too big for him. And look at the money he spent, 250 million, and nothing. It takes time for them to gel, but still, if you're going to spend that money, you got to make sure you get the best out of these players. Like, I think I'd rather manage like Tuchel. I think he will get the best out of these players, but I think, again, Lampard should have been sacked. And I think it was not his fault overall. I think it's Chelsea's fault. Like, they should, if you were going to hire Lampard, you should have been prepared to see these things, give him time. But obviously, everyone knows Chelsea, they don't do that. So the fact they hired Lampard thinking that he could take them, there was naive from them, and just pressure just because he was a club legend and he was never ready for the job. Obviously, he could probably go back then when he's ready, but he was never ready for the job, and the fact that he got the job was very suspect in my eyes anyway. But Obviously, we look at their game against Wolves 0-0. As boring as the game was, I actually enjoyed it. Like this as a football fan, as I like to see football in an analytical point of view. I thought Chelsea were popping the ball around. They looked much better. Like I thought Havertz looked good. You know, that was the first game. Like he should have been a burst of pace. Like he looked good. He was tidy on the ball. He wasn't getting bullied. He was good. He was good that game. Obviously, we saw the last time he played. He was on pole and sent him for a cookie biscuit from. But yeah, I think Chelsea only got caught out like once with Neto when he hit the bar. He should have scored. I don't know why he tried to chip. If he just hit it across the goal, he goes in my eye, the way it looked like. But yeah, everyone was saying Mason Mount dropped, and Mason Mount would be a key player for them because you can just see how good Mason Mount is, man. He's actually important to them, man. I think he's a good player. Obviously, I wrote him off. I was one of the people that wrote him off, but he's a good player, man. He's a good player, and I think he'll be in that team straight away. I think he slots in there. Obviously, didn't happen Kante, and I think what Tuchel said that struck me because Kante is not a lone CDM. People that think Kante is a lone CDM, you're playing too much FIFA. You're playing way too much FIFA. Kante is not a lone CDM. Kante is is a better in a double pivot, like Tuchel said. He wants to use Kante in a double pivot, 2 6s. That's the best you get out of Kante. We've seen it with France next to Pogba, Chelsea next to Fabregas, Matic, and then Leicester when he was next to Junker. He plays better in a 2-man midfield, so his energy can come bust, get the ball and then give it to the next man and start attack. That's the best that you get Kante, and that's what Tuchel said, and that's why I think he'll do so well. Because Lampard was playing Kante in a low DM. You shafted him. You're gonna shaft him because like he's not a low DM because he's not press resistant. And that's why Lampard shafted him. Those are the many reasons why Lampard got it wrong. But Tuchel, I think he will get there. I think Chelsea are going on a good run now. I think Wolves are a difficult opponent, but they still look good. I think they just need that little cutting edge. But we've got to remember he's been there for 48 hours, and he still you can still see what he wants to do. Like everyone was questioning Callum Hudson-Odoi at wing back. He looked cold there. Even when he went left wing back, he still looked cold. And I think he's going to be a special player, Hudson-Odoi. Hopefully, I think he'll probably go to a back 4 on Tuchel, but even in the back 5, he still looked good because I think he'll probably use Reece James in the centre back role, so he can still bomb forward because the way that Aspilicueta was going forward using his crossing, because Reece James got a variation in his crossing as well, so probably could use him there. But even if he's using right wing back, I think he'll still look good there. And then one thing that struck me, he didn't play Werner, and I think that's a good choice because Werner shouldn't be playing. Like he should not be playing. Like I already said, I don't rate Werner. I've said he would do bad in the Prem, and he did bad. I was supposed to do it, and you guys know who called me deluded for saying that. There we go, noise. Yeah, but Werner, he looks good. I think he just needs to be on the bench for a little while again. Same with a signed Frenchman at Manchester United, who I will get on to. And also, yeah, Giroud looked good as well. There were decent moments, man. ZH I thought looked good, but obviously people think, I didn't get a goal and assist, and that's what I mean. Goals and assists are ruining this game, man. Just because you get a goal and assist does not mean you had a good game, and it's just ruining this whole football thing, man. If you watch the game, you would have seen he played well, and I think Havertz did well, and I think Tuchel's going to get Chelsea somewhere. And the Chelsea fans are not backing him. I just saw it about Lampard, and because Tuchel's way better than Lampard, and we saw from that Wolves game, it looked good. There's possibility. There's big possibilities there for Chelsea, big possibilities. And yeah, Tuchel will be full effect. Leicester City, who are looking on good form, obviously due to Everton. Obviously they're missing Ndidi and Vardy, obviously crucial players to them, which is why I don't think Leicester will sustain their I don't think they'll finish in the top 4 just because of stuff like that. They don't have the squad depth in the key areas. Like they can't replace Ndidi that easily. They can't replace Jamie Vardy. Like when Vardy's injured, they're in trouble because obviously Iheanacho ain't anywhere near Vardy. With all due respect to Iheanacho, but yeah. But I think Leicester, like I said, Brandon Rodgers, man, he's getting them balling. James Maddison, he had the Grealish comparison. He said, nah, Grealish, come outside. Let me show you something in it. That's what he saw it as. And yeah, he's doing it. And fair play to him. He's doing it, James Maddison, man. He's impressing me. He's impressing me this year. I think he's a good player. I've always said that he's not as complete. What's the word? I don't think he's as good at Grealish, but he's still a very good player. I just think Grealish he's like a level above a lot of players, and he's a very good player, Grealish is. And I just think the way I see it for them, Leicester, I just think they'll have a good season. They'll finish probably outside the top 4. If they could do a top 4, like they could finish in the top 4, maybe if their squad says injury free. But that's very unrealistic saying it. So I want to put them in that race here. Okay, so but anyway, match day 21, the fixtures. We're going to start off with Arsenal versus United, the big one, the 12-hour Classico, as people say. Obviously, social media bragging rights in there. And I think Arsenal have been on a little good run now with Arteta, who I still think will probably I don't know. I don't think he would do. I think he'll get sacked out there. I think he will. But Arsenal, good little run. The young ones in Emil Smith Rowe, Saka, balling out, man. They're showing some quality. Lacazette as well as firing as well. Obviously, Aubameyang's got issues with his mobile. Hopefully, he's all good for there. But he won't be playing this game, which will probably be a big miss to them. I'm not too sure if Keane is available. But if he's not available, then again, that's another big player lost as well. It's just, Man United, I think we win. I think United will win. Obviously, you guys know if I think United will lose, I'll say on here, but I think we'll go for a 2-0. I think if we can just play our football, get that Sheffield United out of our loss and just go for Arsenal. Like Rashford, actually, I expect Rashford to be cooking up Bellerin. I'm expecting Martial should be on the bench. And I'm going to get into more depth with him. Cavani should start and probably Greenwood on the right. But yeah, and then obviously, you should go for them Arsenal. Again, we do have a poor record against them. We've not won the past 4 games against them. So Arsenal, you know, they've got some good form against United, but that's what Man United do. We always end Arsenal's record, man. Like we remember the most Southampton won the 49. They could have gone 50 unbeaten, but we cut off that record, man. That's what we do at Manchester United. We just end Arsenal's records. This is a tradition to us. But yeah, that'll be a good game, but I'll go for 2-0 Arsenal. Anything else, let me know in it, because this will probably be on my TikTok as well and what's it called, Instagram. So yeah, also on top of the screen, guys, just make sure you're subscribed to our channel. Go look at Instagram and TikTok for more content there. Obviously, we're going to start Twitter up now, get more active on there, so that'll be in the link in the description. So just make sure you're getting that, interacting with our socials, and that. Just make sure you're in there. And yeah, and on to Anthony Martial. I think he should be dropped. One of my favourite players, but he just needs to get dropped and play ahead of the game. Obviously, people are saying, "Oh, he's lazy," and all, but they're trying to play Martial for the whole loss. It's Martial's responsibility to create chances. I'll go do all of that. No, it's not. Then you can't blame all on him. As bad as he was, I'm not saying just drop him solely in that game because he's been bad 4 games, but the fact that Rashford was just as bad, Greenwood was just as bad, a lot of players were just as bad, but Martial's getting the heat of it. The heat. And that comes to my point of this actual Tuanzebe and Anthony Martial Racsim. If any of you guys here watch my channel racist, please just get off it, unsubscribe to me and block me. Because I don't like this. This is ridiculous that black players out here having a bad game. Any black players have a bad game, they're gonna get racially abused. And the fact that that's even guaranteed, I've seen it with Romain Toys as well, with West Brom fans, that these people are so remorseless. You criticize a player for their performance like I'm doing Martial, criticize him. It is what it is, it's part of the game. Martial's been poor, good, we leave it at that. People are going to his page, criticizing him, putting monkey stuff, calling him the M-word, racist slurs. Same with Tuanzebe. He's like, these guys are young human beings, you know. These guys are still human beings. You guys are doing this racially. Obviously, them two, I saw training pictures, they're smiling, so obviously it's not affecting them, but it's still the fact that this society thing has not changed. You look at the social media platforms, why are these words not being blocked? All these unknown accounts, why are they not being blocked to say that word? These things are mad. These things are a mad problem. That's why when the process happened, it's never going to be changed, because we've seen it with previous players, Raheem Sterling, Paul Pogba, the likes of Adebayo, for these players before our time anyway, and there's other players as well. I just can't think off the top of my head. I think Aubameyang has received it as well this season. All these players get racial abuse when they have a bad game, and then when they have a good game, they praise them mad, they praise them crazy. Like Man United fans, when Martial goes back to scoring form, Tuanzebe goes back to scoring form, they're going to be praising him on their pages. But no, they ain't football fans. It's not a football fan thing. It's a human problem. It's just a society issue that people just do this. If a black person does wrong, does a mistake, anything else, they're going to racially abuse them. I've had it on my TikTok as well, and you just laugh at it, because it's just like people at this board that they resort to racism just to let their feelings criticize the player. Do you have to go on a player's page? Do you have to go on a player's page and just racially abuse them? You don't have to do that. That's your choice to do it because you're racist. You don't have to do that. You can just say, you could even do it to yourself. Like, don't be commenting these players post that. It's disgusting. And the fact that people just see it as it's a normal thing. It's just sad as a society to see. That's why I'm not even surprised by it. I saw it on the lip. You said, I'm not surprised. It's disgrace. Something's got to change. You saw it on my Twitter. I said it there. Things have got to change, and this is becoming out of control now. Out of control. But yeah, back to that. Yeah, hopefully that just clears it up, man. Hopefully this needs to stop, man. Social media platforms need to do more. Like, I ain't even a big channel like this. Like, I'm still growing in it. foot region as well as a whole trying to work all as a page going. So obviously most people won't see this, but it's just a thing, innit? Like you need to stop, you need to end it, you need to stop it, man. Like football's a joyous sport. To see Racsim there is here in football. It's not nice to see him, man. Should not be seen there. But anyway, on to the next match, man. Hopefully, let's get that out of the way. Manchester City, Sheffield United. Man City are probably going to roll them over with their form. They ain't no Man United. They will be creating chances. Hopefully, I want to go for a Sheffield United 1-0. I want to go for that. But I'm going to be using my head here. Man City 4-0, 5-0. I'm going to go for... Now, I go for 5-0, man. Pep's on fire, man. Southampton, Villa. Both teams actually have had decent seasons, to be fair. What's his name? Ralph Hasenhuttl. I don't want to say his name. My brother said he's obviously got Southampton balling. Dean Smith has got Villa cruising, man. Their players are shining, especially Super Jack Grealish, man. Samara, Jack, Racsim, Vance. Obviously, he's balling out as well, so it's crazy to see. And then, yeah, I'm going to go for 2-1 Southampton. 2-1 Southampton. Chelsea, Burnley, I go for 3-0 Chelsea. I think they'll go for Burnley now, go for their throats, absolutely put them to it now. But obviously, we saw they had a stalemate at the passing around. I think they'll go for Burnley now. Burnley are on some good form and some high confidence, ending Liverpool's Anfield record and getting a comeback win against Villa. But I think Chelsea will just go for them now because the way even just seeing these games here and just seeing the little things here, you can see the levels, you can see that the performance rising thing. Maybe my mic's a bit stuck in there. You can see the level how they're rising, you can see the performance rates going up. So these little things, like the little things, you can see they're gonna progress, and you can just see, man, Tuchel's gonna get Chelsea ball. Like I said, I think they will win it. The Leicester, Leeds, obviously I think Leeds will probably be naive again and just go attack Leicester, and I think Leicester will peel them off, so probably be like a 3-4-0 Leicester, because Leeds will just go naive and tackle, man. That's my only criticism of Bielsa. Like, I respect that he tries to go there, but certain teams, like the big teams, you can't be going nowhere for them, because they're just going to peel you off. Like, it worked at the start of the season with Man City and Liverpool, but since then it's not been working against the big teams. And then West Ham and Liverpool, I hope Jesse Lingard plays this game and scores and just hits a million up, because we could do a favour with that. But fair play to West Ham. David Moyes got them 5th in the league. The thing is, you kind of, it's not like it's early in the season, October, November time, early. We're in January, and West Ham are 5th. Like, fair play to them. They've had a phenomenal season. They can rise balling out in midfield. Mazzini and all these guys, Antonio. Like, they're doing well, to be fair to him. Look, West Ham, and I'm credit to David Moyes, and I think that's his level. Like, people say he should be going to know. We've seen at United, he ain't built for that big level, big club, but it's built for like the West Hams, the Evertons, these mid-table clubs, and he's doing well there. And I think against Liverpool coming off from a big win against Spurs, and I'll go for 2-1 at West Ham. Liverpool, sorry, 2-1 Liverpool. And last but not least, Brighton versus Tottenham. Oh, Jose is having his third season syndrome already. Apparently, rumours occurred that already left the changing room at half time, so you already know there's something wrong in the dressing room. It just takes one player, because obviously the affiliations to come with the players, it just can lead to mad dressing room clash. So Tottenham fans have not been warned that Jose, I almost got fooled by Jose, I almost got fooled by him. But that Man City game, I almost got fooled by him and almost turned aside. No, Jose, you are finished. I am correct by that, Jose. You're finished at the highest level. He almost got me. He almost fooled me. Jose is finished. But he's still better than most managers in the league, though. With Harry Kane as well out, their star striker, it's going to be difficult to replace him. Obviously, Bale will still not hit the ground running yet. And I don't think Bale will hit the ground running. I think his time at the top level, I think he's finished. I think Zidane the guy that's not played a lot of games, Zidane has shafted him, but it's going to be very difficult, because I don't think if he carries on this, he's only on a loan there at Tottenham, so Tottenham probably won't even buy him if he keeps performing like this. So don't see that happening. And you can just, it's looking bad for Jose. Obviously, his form, Tottenham's form has been up and down. It's been up and down. If I check the recent matches, Tottenham's, let me just check their recent matches. They've won the League Cup. They won against Sheffield United, drew against Fulham, which they should not be doing, beat Leeds, drew against Wolves, and then lost to Leicester as well. So their form in the league has been very up and down. So I don't know what to go for that match. Brighton, haven't seen much of Brighton, so I'll probably still go for 2-0 Tottenham, even though I think their look will be starting problems creeping up in Tottenham. Problems creeping up in Tottenham. as obviously we've seen with Jose, man, on these teams in general, when players like are clashing and stuff, it always leads bad for the manager. And also player power, which I want to go on to now. I think it's way over the top now, man. Players should not be having this much power, but that's the modern day now. If players are upset, they get their mates, turn against the manager, down tools, and that's what we saw at Chelsea. And that's why I respect Ollie's management so much. As tactically fluid he is, I will always say this, I don't see a certain style of play Manchester United have, but at the way Ollie's got these players moving, he's got them feeling happy, they will always play their skins out for them. And when you got world-class players and good players playing for you like that, you will always beat most teams, in my personal opinion. And that's why you got to respect Ollie's management. It covers his tactical flaws, but still, he's got to improve on that if Man United want to be going for the highest of honours, especially with these group of players. Do you want to be doing that? The likes of Paul Pogba, Bruno, because obviously if they don't see trophies, they're gone. They are gone, bro. Whew. So I think that rounds up the show. Okay, Blacks Weekly. Guys, I know we have not been consistent, guys. I know. But you know what? We're gonna start being consistent, even if it's just me or someone else on the guest on the we see consistency on videos now. It's time we need to get more videos out there. We want to grow. So if you guys are new, make sure you subscribe. Make sure to like it, guys. You help the channel grow. Make sure you hit them two on the top. See that? Them two. Follow the socials: Instagram, TikTok. I don't know which one I'm pointing at, but they will be up there. Make sure you're following them, guys. Very important for us as it helps the channel grow and all sorts, like I keep saying. And then yeah, thank you for all watching, guys, and peace out, guys. Peace out.